Hi there everyone, welcome back to another video of Lately Customs. Today's video will be part 2 of me wire tucking Fagris EG. I'm still currently busy with the driver's side. All I need to do right here, I just need to buckle up all this wiring, get all the earths connected, get all the terminals back on, and then once I'm actually done here, I'll actually complete this side, get the light in, make sure everything is 100% functional in this area, and then we can actually move on to the passenger side, which is a little bit more intense. I still need to reinstall the bottom section of the dashboard on the driver's side, and once I actually completely buckled up this side, I'll move on to the passenger side, which is, well, the more intense side, but I think I'll be able to pull this off today. If you guys haven't checked out my previous video of the part 1 on me doing the driver's side, definitely do so if you guys are interested to know how to do a wire tuck or a semi-wire tuck on a Honda EG. Definitely go check it out. It will be definitely worth your while. But let's move on to finishing up this side, and while starting off with the passenger side. I'm officially done with the driver's side. Took me a little bit longer than expected, but the entire driver's side is technically done. I got all the earths wired up underneath the dashboard. I got the dashboard back in. The only thing I still need to do for the dashboard is literally just get those LEDs right there of Fagris back in his original position. But I need some double-sided tape for that, which I currently don't have. So I'll do that in the future. But thus far, everything is working properly. We have the parks on for the indicator, and we have a dual core bulb in for the indicator, so it works for your parks as well as for your indicator, your hazards. And then unfortunately we don't have any parks in the area of the headlight. We only have the headlight and the brights. But the main issue was there was an extra wire for the radiator fan. So what we need to do, I need to get the car started and need to check if the fan actually comes on. Keep my eyes on the heat gauge, and hopefully it actually solves the issue, because, well, I checked out the wiper motor. The wiper motor actually works perfectly fine. So if you actually just put on the ignition here, you can see the ignition is on. So if you guys check right there, guys can see it actually turns. So well, the motor actually works, meaning the wiring is done to perfection on there. So I just want to get this car started just to double check if everything is perfectly fine. The heat gauge I definitely need to check out, but I'm not entirely sure what is this right here. Oh, it's an oil pressure gauge, but I'm sure the heat gauge will just show on there. So let's get this car started. It is in neutral. Everything is earthed, everything is sorted. We have all the plugs plugged in. We have everything earthed here in the engine bay as well. So everything is plugged in, everything should be fine. There should there should be no warning lights on the dashboard. If there are, just need to confirm with Fagris, but let's get a cold start for you guys. Why is he doing that? Well, I'm not entirely sure how this works, but that's the fuel pump, so I don't think it's actually getting any power to the starter, unless the battery is actually flat. You can see it's actually losing power there. So let's just check again with the relay, because I actually removed a relay off the starter.
Many minutes later.
Well, 2 seconds later the car started, so I didn't have the key in. So I'm sure the keys was probably the reason why I didn't start. But yeah, the only light that's currently on is the handbrake light, which is a good sign. So yeah, all the sensors actually work. Yo, Fagris car really sounds lovely. I think the oil pressure gauge work. The battery is definitely charging at 14.4 volts, which is 100%. Oh, I'm playing with the switcher, that's why the lights go on and off the whole time. Disco lights. But everything is working fine, the car starts perfectly fine I guess, but I'm just gonna switch it off real quick and then we just start from the start again. So I think you switch it off like this, or what? Oh, you switch it off like that. So yeah, let's check again. Let's put this on. Oh, the ignition, that's, either way that's the ignition, so let's get this on. Let's check the start again. Maybe it wasn't making connection properly on the starter. So I need to confirm with Fakri if that start is perfectly fine with him, which sounds perfectly fine with me as well. I don't think I have a problem with that. It actually starts quite fast for a battery that's relocated. So it's a good job this far. So what we are checking for at the moment is quite loud here by the engine, just excuse me real quick. But what we're actually just waiting for is for the fan to go on, because there was an additional wire on the earth by the fan. So I just need to double check if the heat gauge worked, because that wire simply went nowhere. It just ran into the dashboard and literally just did, well, nothing. So I just need to double check if the car is not overheating, that the heat gauge stays the same, because we did leak the water system when Fakri brought the car through. But I would just like to double check before moving on to the passenger side, because on the passenger side are the most of the important wiring. The driver side is quite the easy step, just for sensors and stuff like that, but a sensor is very important, especially for the fan switch. So we just need to double check for that real quick. Fan just went on, guys. It's looking good. So let's just wait for the fan to go on 2 more times after this. But fan is on, guys, fan is on. So that wire basically meant nothing here in the engine bay. So everything is working fine. And the heat gauge actually, well, works as well. It is the end of the night. I've basically made almost no progress with the wiring. Yeah, guys, I'm extremely exhausted. I'm just extremely tired. I've been busy with this car for almost probably another 10 hours for the day. I'm exhausted, my head is paining, I'm hungry. EG's wiring, I think, is just next level for me personally compared to a normal EK. You literally have to deepen, like on the passenger side it has around, I think I counted how many plugs? Around more or less 10 plugs on the passenger side, and you literally have to deepen all 10 plugs, and it's just a lot of wiring. So what I actually managed to achieve this far, the only wires that will actually remain in the engine bay will be these 4 plugs right here. These are the ones that will remain in the engine bay because they actually plug in right there. I need to bring the power wire through as well as the oil pressure gauge wire, and that's about it that needs to come through this grommet right here. So I just need to route that through there. These two right here I'll need to deepen as well tomorrow to get it through this grommet, because I actually need to get it to this small box right here. It actually plugs in right here. So, and this thing's wire needs to come through the grommet as well, because all factories wiring actually runs to the alternator. His car's starting perfectly fine, he really did his battery relocation, so I'm not really going to scratch with his method of doing the battery relocation. So I'll just do everything exactly the same way he did it, just doing, well, what I need to do is to relocate this fuse box, the fuse box, and the relay box right here, as well as do the headlight harness tuck. And trust me guys, it is a lengthy process. The car in the interior looks extremely messy. It's very difficult to check. I'm just gonna get the flasher guys, but it's very messy. Check out all the wiring right here. Like I'm sure you guys have no idea what's going on here, but at least I have a slight clue. I just need to double check if the fuse box actually fits in the section where I want to put it, because I need to extend a few wires in the process to do that. That's gonna take me another day. So I think I'll have to be busy with this car for another 2 days. This video is still not successful enough for me, so I think I'll have to pick up this camera again tomorrow for further progress on this car, and this is going to be the reason why the video is actually delayed, because this video was supposed to go live today. Today's Tuesday at 6. It's 9:45 at night, and I'm still busy with the car. So I was supposed to actually make another video for today, but unfortunately didn't go as planned. But it is what it is, not gonna complain about it. But I'll pick up this video again tomorrow, and we can continue with all this wiring right here. This is 2 days after I shot the previous clip, meaning I spent 20 more hours or 2 more days working on Fachri's car. So this far I'm 40 hours, say more or less 40 hours deep in the headlight harness tuck and a semi-wide tuck, including a fuse box relocation on Fachri's car, which is an EG. And I've made some amazing progress, but I didn't really film the last 20 hours I spent on this car, because I understand you guys are not really fond with wiring. There are a few of you guys that would like to do it yourself, so I'm just going to give a quick summary of what I did and how I did it. But just to give you guys like a mini recap of what I actually did. So let me show you guys real quick. Here you guys can currently see we have a lot of wiring here underneath the fender well. So all this wires right here is actually for the headlight, as well as for this horn right here, and for the aircon unit part. Many of these wires won't be used, but one piece of advice I can give you guys whenever doing this headlight harness tuck with the EG, just keep in mind which plug goes where and which color wires for what specific purpose. Here we have all the earths. So one thing I actually forgot about the earths is that this long earth right here is actually for the fuse box. So I actually completely forgot about this, to be honest. So I'm just gonna cut this off and fit the terminal on here, ground it underneath the steering column, and just plug in the terminal to the fuse box, and then we are done with the fuse box. I'll get to the fuse box to you guys shortly. But just ignore the surface thrust in this area, because Fachri's gonna do a nice engine bay semi-flush and a nice spray job in this area, so you guys don't have to worry about that. But the main focus on the headlight harness tuck. So what is currently running in this harness right here is 2 power wires. One wire is for the fuse box, and the other wire is for the relay box that was currently here. What I actually did was I literally deepened each plug and pulled it in. I think it was like a total of around 8 plugs I had to deepen just to keep this grommet, because otherwise I'll have to cut this grommet. And I'm actually still currently using this grommet, so I had to deepen everything just to give it a nice perfect look. I didn't want to actually tape up these plugs right here, but Fachri actually stated he will tape it up himself, because I actually like the raw look of the plugs, and just cleaning it up. So we have these 4 plugs right here running to the engine harness, and we have this plug right here, this orange one right here, which is for the ABS sensor for the passenger side front wheel. So that's technically all that's running here. Other than that, we just have that extra power wire running right there, which is actually for the starter. And yeah, that's technically about it. And I also already got the oil pressure gauge wire running to the oil pressure sensor right there. Moving to the interior of the car, so you guys can see we actually got everything buckled up. So I'm just gonna get this removed to you guys, just to show you guys how the interior actually looks like this far. So I'm just gonna put this out of the way. But here we have the fuse box. So I found a ideal location for the fuse box. So the power wire is actually running to the fuse box. From the fuse box running to the main switch, and from the main switch it runs to the battery right there. So if I switch this on, everything will go on. I haven't tested it out yet because I'm missing one earth on the fuse box and I'm missing 2 earths on the loom running to the interior of the car. I got that lights, you guys can see it there, mounted to the plastic cover underneath the dashboard, so that is sorted as well. And then the relay box that was situated just in front of the strut tower, I got it right here with all the wiring like there. Unfortunately, that's the best I can do because currently there's a lot of wiring in this section, and the goal was to get most of the wiring out of the section so that if someone sits here, they don't really damage anything. And while the fuse box and that box isn't really in the way of like the feet resting place right here. I'm extremely happy with the outcome. Getting all the wires to the fuse box, I had to extend almost every single wire to the fuse box, but that was not a problem at all. And for this relay box right here, well, you just have to deepen it, put it in, and you should be sorted. For the power wires for the fuse box and for this relay box, I had to replace because they were very fragile, and I had to change it because of the length of it. Like the original length that came out of factory with these boxes weren't long enough to actually get it to this location right here. As you guys can see right here, I don't really have a fixed location for this as yet because he's actually just cabled that in and I explained that to Fach and he was perfectly fine with that. But for the fuse box on the other hand, perfect location. He's actually using this plastic cover right here for the diagram, but I'm extremely happy with the outcome. And as you guys can currently see right there, there's the wire running into or underneath the carpet. So I am extremely happy with the outcome of the interior, as you guys can see right there. That looks very, very neat. Getting into the car, you would actually think that that fuse box is supposed to be right there. And especially with all the aftermarket accessories in the car, that fuse box looks perfect right there. I'm currently very, very happy with the headlight harness stuck this far. Still need to finalize this, but with this right here, I'm like partially happy because I wish I could have tucked these plugs in another location. But the plan was to actually get these plugs in the car, but unfortunately the space is so minimal that if I had to tuck it in the car, I had to extend it like another, I'll say like a meter, just to get it by your feet so you can actually unplug and plug and unplug it right there, so you can have like still very easy access to these plugs in case you wanna disconnect it from the car. But I made it so easy for myself that I can just pull it in the next time and maybe just bring it out another route, and then we might just flush this hole in the future. But this far I'm very, very happy. One thing I'd like to bring up to you guys is that especially with a wiretuck, just make sure you use the correct wiring, and when you are done, just double check and triple check everything, and just take the car through another testing phase, because the last thing you want is for the wiring not to be taped up properly, or the incorrect wiring is on the on the other location or is not connected up the right way. Be very, very careful, especially with wiring of your car. So after I'm done with the passenger side, which hopefully I can give you guys update in the future about the passenger side, then we can go throughout the testing phase on this car and make sure this car is completely done. And once I'm happy with everything on the car, we can actually slap on the fenders and slap everything back together and then we can call it a wrap for the EG wiretuck. I'm happy thus far. We just need to go through the testing phase, and just before that we obviously need to sort out the last few wiring for the passenger side headlight. If you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to smash the like button. Definitely to comment down below if I left anything specific out for you guys, if you guys wanted to know something. I think I actually mentioned everything to you guys. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Related Customs. Don't forget to also click the notification bell to get notified whenever we're uploading new content. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.